The floor is yours. Asenathi, just the result against Munster wasn't was a bit frustrating, I'm sure. Can you just take us through just where you feel some of the areas came from?
Yeah, it was a very frustrating one for us. I thought coming into the game we were very confident, but Munster showed what a world class team they are. I mean, they're a championship side. There's a few things we can take out of that game and we can learn. I mean, if you look at that game, the way they played, taking the points that's available on the table, 3-6-9, it makes it very difficult for the other team now to catch up. So there's a few lessons we took out of that game. I will give them the credit where it's due. They were good on the day. They're a championship side for a good reason. That's why they beat us on the day.
Going into the Cardiff game, what are some of those lessons that you guys are taking into to sort of try to avoid that complacency or areas?
I think if you look at the stats, I think they made about 50 odd tackles, and we made about 50 odd tackles, and they made about 100 and something tackles, and we had a lot of entries into the 22, didn't really convert. So that's something we've been working over into the week that we had off now, putting the huge emphasis on that and converting the 22 entries.
And late in that Munster game, the crowd started shouting Asenathi. Did you hear that? And how did that?
Trust me, I do hear it. Just gives me a little bit of a boost, you know. If you're down here 60th minute, I know they're feeling it as well. The lungs are going, our lungs are also going. Trust me. So it gives me a bit of a boost, whether it's a scrum or whether it's a line out or whether it's tackling someone. Just give me that extra little boost.
Kids round coming up this weekend. Looking forward to seeing some of the young Lions faithful pulling in.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. To be fair, they've been here, they've been with us throughout the season. I think the fans have come through in numbers for us this season. We really do appreciate it now. I mean, with this weekend coming up with the kids, we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great opportunity for them to work out with the superheroes or the heroes. So it's something to look forward to for us as well.
For you growing up, I mean, what are some of your rugby dreams? And of those, which ones would you say that you've hit so far?
Well, firstly, working out of this tunnel, having watched, obviously, I wasn't really a big rugby fan until I got into rugby, or probably in primary school, and having watched a few games of the Springboks playing at Ellis Park, having Pet Lambie kicking a kick over there, so it's quite something to watch, and it's a unique stadium. This man, it's special.
Just to follow on that question, excuse me, you scrummed against probably the two toughest packs to scrum against in the competition. They're full of test players and stuff as well. What did you personally learn from scrummaging against such excellence?
Look, man, they come down here very prepared. You know, we knew Munster is a very very tough scrumming pack, like you said, full of international guys that have been through season and know what they're doing, and we're a good pack, man. I wouldn't take it for granted, but I'll give them the flowers once again. They were better than us on the day. Got a penalty scrum, which hurts, still hurts me now. But hopefully we can bounce back this weekend against Cardiff.
After the match, what did you think to yourself about that, losing that penalty? You must have been a bit
And it was
philosophical about all of it.
it does hurt me, man. To be honest, I know a lot of people probably don't look at it that way, but I take those little things very personal. You know what I mean? Those little battles. You know, and that guy can go back to Ireland knowing, look, I scrummed that guy. You know what I mean? So I take those very personal. I was quite. If you go ask my missus at home, I was quite grumpy when I got back home for solid 24 hours, but got over it and learned a few lessons. But I'm looking forward to this weekend.
How did you get over it?
Oh
And how does
man,
the team get over that kind of loss?
I know you've got to be critical about yourself. You got to first look at your performances as an individual before you can look to the team. I think most of us weren't good in the day. If you look at it, there's no going around about it. We weren't good in the day as individuals and as a team. We went out of structure at times, and I mean to give credit to them, they played us out of the structure, so they didn't give us really opportunities to really express ourselves. So I think we weren't that good that day, and came in on Monday. We were critical about ourselves, and as a team, we moved on.
That does bring up a good point, though, because I was sitting up there, obviously, and you guys they didn't make it into your 22 for the first 30 minutes. And they had Murray, if I remember correctly, standing over there, and he was just punting it over, you know. So you've got to obviously look at that and then learn from it. what is the key learning that you've taken from that specific situation to
Yeah.
make sure that it never happens again?
And if you play TS level players like that, man, those guys know exactly what to do. What we took out of that is not to go out of our identity, is to do those small things very well, which they did very well. So I think we lost that battle in doing the small things very well. We were too keen to play the ball instead of looking after the ball. So I think those are the few lessons we can take out. Like you said, they didn't have one entry in 30 minutes, but they got 3, 6, 9, and that makes it very difficult.
Anything you're enjoying at home personally at the moment, TV-wise, music, movies, anything you've done recently that's been taking you a bit out of rugby and
Yeah,
giving you a bit
man.
of a reset?
Now and then, I'm a guy that loves playing FIFA. I enjoy my FIFA. I enjoy time with my missus at home. My cousin is currently staying with me, so family time for me is the most important. Just switching off rugby completely. Having those nights out, no, not nights out, but having something to eat and just chat life, man. Because life is bigger than rugby.
Do you play the FIFA online?
No, I just challenge. I'm not
You're
that
getting
great, but
gold cards or anything
I'm
like that.
not that great. So I'm an average FIFA player, I'll say.
Since some of those lights are are you following this the hip hop beef that's happening at the moment?
The Drake, and I mean I haven't been really following it. I've just been reading stuff about it. So but yeah, I am a hip hop fan, but
So from what you've read or what you've heard, who's taking it for you so far?
I've got to go with Drake. I don't know. I've got to go with Drake. Something just tells me I've got to go with Drake, but it's my guy.
Isn't there a feud going on at the moment between him and...
There is. That's what he's talking about
okay.
at the moment. So I've got to go with Drake, even though I don't really know what's the story, but I just gotta go with Drake, man.
Asenathi, I just wanted to ask you as well. You've captained this side. You know what it's like to communicate with the referee, especially when things are getting tough. And obviously, the frustration was kind of boiling over at one stage because they were just slowing down the ball so much. How do you handle that situation if you see that you're not getting through to the referee at all?
Yeah, I think firstly they were very good in doing that, and I mean if a hooker goes down and there's a line out, there's not really much you can do. If a prop goes down during a scrum, there's not really much you can do. The ref has to stop the game. So I think they got that aspect of the game very well, and we just couldn't get into the rhythm of things. I mean, it's tough to tell the ref, look, we want to speed it up. We're at Ellis Park, but if a hooker is down or a prop is down, we can't really continue playing.
And you obviously don't want your teammates to see the frustration that you're struggling to get this message across. You need to keep them positive and keep their heads up, which seemed to have faded towards the end of that game. The frustration probably was just too much.
Yeah, it was. When you're trying to chase the game and you're getting 22 entries, they just keep on giving those small penalties so that they get themselves back in the game. So it was quite frustrating, but obviously there's a few lessons I've learned as well. What to do, how to react, and what to do better next time. Especially if a team does that. There's certain things we can do. There's a certain way we can speak to the ref. A certain way you can get your message across in a much calmer way than being frustrated.
In terms of the forward pack, Coach Ricardo just mentioned that the Lions are one of the highest scoring teams, and the question to him was, "What is the secret?" He mentioned that it starts up front. What's your guys' mindset going into into the Cardiff game more than any other game right now?
Look, I'll tell you what, we've been doing a lot of scrum over the past week or so. Leading back to that pivotal scrum I talked to you about, as a pack, we take those things personal. So we rate ourselves highly, but we didn't live up to our expectations 2 weeks ago here against Munster. So we want to rectify that and be very good as a pack, as a unit, especially scrumming wise, man. I think that's something we've been very good at this season. We want to get back up there now.
A good quote to end off.
Yeah.
Look.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Space is taking that battle for you. Yeah?